Hey guys, and welcome to our downward facing dog workshop. This is going to be a quick little workshop to go through our do's, our don'ts, and how we can begin to support ourselves in downward facing dog. Coming into tabletop position to start off with. Spread the fingertips wide. This is a really important foundation of downward facing dog. If the fingertips are close together, we have no space to support and our hands aren't very good at gripping. So spread the fingertips wide, point a finger facing forwards. It creates a little more space in our shoulders. We'll see how that translates. Grip into all 10 fingertips, and then we want the hands to be slightly in front of the shoulders. Knees hip distance apart, toes back behind. We're just going to focus on the arms to start off with. We can either be here or we can be here. This is going to create more space for us to move into downward facing dog with stronger action through the arms supporting our shoulders. So we really want to activate pressing through the arms. Arms stay long and strong in downward facing dog. On our next inhale, begin to gently drop through the belly. Open through the heart and lift through the chin, extending through the spine. We're going to pause here. Notice how it feels within your body. The reverse of this, when we round through the spine for cat pose, is what we really want to avoid in downward facing dog. So we're going to keep the belly dropped, keep the heart lifted, and tuck both toes under. Keeping those arms long and strong, pressing away from the mat. When you're ready, we'll begin to float the knees up, engage through the core, and begin to draw the sit bones back and up, still pressing through those arms. Keep the knees nice and soft here, so we don't need to lengthen out through the legs. And what happens for a lot of people then when we lengthen is we shift that weight forwards and we come into that curved spine, which we want to try and avoid. So keep the knees bent, keep the spine long, the arms strong. So now we can really push through the shoulders. So the shoulders rise up towards the ears. That's okay. It's meant to happen. When our arms are up and over our head, we want the shoulders to follow them. From there, begin to invite in a gentle external rotation, as if you're trying to wrap your triceps underneath you. Now, what might happen here is that the thumb lifts up, and so to counteract that wrapping, we're going to really press down through the space between the thumb and the first finger. Spine is long, heart pulls back towards the thighs, and then we're going to shift our awareness up into our hips. We really want to send the sit bones up towards the sky rather than curving through the lower back. So to create a little more space, you might need to bend your knees more. Send the sit bones up. Keep pressing through those arms. And then just a gentle engagement through the lower abdominals. Nothing too much, but just to support. And then if you have some space, we can maybe begin to draw the heels down towards the mat. If that means that we end up shifting forwards, then we probably want to keep the knees bent and focus on keeping the spine nice and long and the arms nice and strong. Eventually, over time, we might be able to draw the heels down towards the mat. And if the heels ground down, keep that micro bend in the knees, especially if you have hyperextension in the legs. We don't want to lock the knees out, just a tiny micro bend. Pressing through the hands, keep that tilt forwards of the pelvis. Maybe the heels are grounded, maybe they're not. If you want a little more to add on, you can think about internally rotating the upper thighs and then counteracting that by pressing down into the pinky toes. And this really cultivates a little more activity and strength in the legs as well. Full body engagement. We'll take 2 more full breaths here. Really feeling into all of those different areas, from fingertips spreading, pressing down between thumb and first finger. Arms active, shoulders gently outwardly rotating. Head and neck is soft. Try not to hold too much tension there. Sit bones shining up, so there's a tilt forwards in the pelvis. Bending the knees as much as we need. This will look different for each of us. And then maybe the heels begin to draw down towards the mat if we can keep that long spine as well. One more breath. And let the breath go. And then as we inhale, we'll rise high on the toes. And exhale, softly lower the knees all the way down to the mat beneath us. Let's do a gentle wrist release, flipping one hand under first, just gently pressing down into it, not all of our weight. You can support with the right hand. Maybe a little rock forwards and back. then flip the palm over and send the opposite hand underneath. Top of the hand grounds down. Maybe a little rock, forwards and back. And then gently releasing. We'll sit back onto our heels, coming into Thunderbolt. Roll the shoulders down the back. Take a pause, take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. So hopefully that's given you a few tips and tricks for your downward facing dog, our focus of this week in our 21 days of yoga. You can come back to this video and really just fine tune, notice as this practice grows for you. Downward facing dog is a pose that comes up in so many classes, so it's really worth getting right and preventing any injury from occurring. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them and let me know how you're getting on as well. It is a case of slowly but surely for a lot of people cultivating space and strength in the arms and shoulders, as well as the spine and the hamstrings. Have a great day.